Hello, everybody out there in Walkabout Rojo land. It's time for another live stream. It has been a while. Reason is I just got back from a major trip that I can't wait to share with all of you. Hopefully the audio and everything is really good. Remember, I am streaming from mainland China. It is a weekday. It is about 10 p.m. here on Monday night, which means all around me here at the college, things are going absolutely crazy. I seem to have a pretty decent connection. We'll find out if that if that's the same case throughout the live stream. Again, if for some reason it zonks out or disconnects, I might come back and do like a part 2. I seem to be doing that a lot these days. So if you're out there, please, by all means, send me a little hello and where you're hailing from. And so out there in the construction zone right now, they are doing a massive concrete pour. So you've got these concrete trucks, cement trucks going by constantly, and every time they go by, it shakes shakes the apartment. In addition, you've got music playing out there on the running track. All the people, all those students are yelling and screaming, and you have the lion dances out there as well, and with the drums. So that's a typical evening here at the college when school is in session. And you can imagine with the construction going 16 hours a day, it's never quiet. But, Iceman, they're cold in Canada, dude. I love the cold, and I've been to Canada once. I crossed the border near Minot, North Dakota, but I didn't really get a chance to see much of Canada. So I am familiar with the cold, and I actually like the cold. I used to live in the Dakotas there, man, and that was great. Okay, well, let me get something done real quick. Remember, all of my live streams are sponsored by fcustom.com. You can go here. You can get customized jerseys for baseball, basketball, and football, it being football season. And Christmas coming up soon. These make great gifts. I have mine right behind me here. Right here, this is one they sent me. Walkabout Rojo, completely custom made in my LA Dodgers jersey. I have another one that's in the Yankees. Hit the link below and enter the coupon code Walkabout Rojo for an additional 10% off. Again, they make great Christmas gifts, and I'm thinking about buying getting a couple for my family, and you should consider getting some for your family and supporting the channel while you're at it. So once again, that is fcustom.com. Check them out. Okay, now that that's over with, we'll go back to that later. Lots to talk about today, and I know I'm starting it a little early than usual because it is school season, and those construction workers are out there at 6:30 in the morning, so I got to get some sleep. So, yes, we're going to talk about my new place. Okay. Well, let's talk about that now, actually. Next week, I will be moving my operation here, my office, if you will, which is just in my living room here at the campus. I will be moving it to downtown Zhongshan. I signed a very short-term lease and a pretty nice little studio, very tiny, that's going to be my office. It's going to be a place to work. It has lightning fast Wi-Fi. It's in an office building. It's on top of a mall in an area of town that I'm very familiar with. And to be honest, it was the area I first lived in when I first came to China. And I'm very excited about this. It's costing me a pretty penny, but this is the price I pay for starting some new endeavors, again, with this channel and some other things. Surprised if I have the time for it. But also a place to crash on the weekends. Also, when I don't have lectures here at the campus, I can crash there and actually get a good night's rest. That's kind of what has led me to this decision. I've been talking about it for a long time, and I finally pulled the trigger and put the deposit down, and December 1st I move in. Actually, I can share with you here, okay, if you don't mind. I'll show you what it looks like. It is a furnished place. Here we go. So it's got a little kitchenette here. Again, it's kind of looks like a little hotel room because I'm actually renting it from a hotel management company. I got a great deal. This is the studio, the ugliest yellow couch you've ever seen. The bed itself, I'm going to actually move to the corner because, again, this is going to be an office, not necessarily a place to live. And that bed is rock hard. But it's a corner unit, so yeah, it's got a full bath. All of this will be serviced. Everything is electric, by the way, so the utilities should be pretty low, I think. All right, this is me. I'm actually doing this. It's going to be part of a video that I'm editing right now for the next China Randoms. So let's see. So I open up the window here. So this is the. Oh, is it going to show you the view? Here, I haven't edited. This is all raw footage. So here's the view of the west side of Zhongshan. That temple there has been they've been building that since I got here, and it opened. It's not open yet. It's still closed because of the virus, but hopefully it'll open soon. Great vegetable restaurant there, though. And then if you go to the other side and look out this window, you have downtown Zhongshan and the Shiqi district. Great big windows, lots of natural light, and wonderful location. This is on the 12th floor, so it's high enough to where, not going to have any mosquitoes, and the noise is pretty low, especially at night. This neighborhood is actually very quiet at night, to be honest. There is a barbecue place across the street that some of the guys, if they're drinking, late, can get a little loud. But not too bad. As you can see, I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump to downtown where my favorite coffee shop and all my favorite restaurants are. I'll be here for the next few months and probably longer than that if everything works out. Again, I'm trying it out. I'm just trying it out. Let me take you back. I'll show you. I have a couple of desks on order. There's a desk there in the corner, but it's a very small little desk. But I have some new desks that I have on order that'll be arriving this week. I'm going to put it in that corner, and the bed's going to be moving kind of towards... Oh, you guys can't see this, can you? Sorry. Let's try this again. You guys can actually watch it. Sorry, I didn't have the right screen on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's got a little kitchenette, a little mini fridge. I'll throw a microwave in there and like a blender or something. Very ugly yellow couch. I'm not a fan of that couch. It's not even very comfortable, but it all comes with it. As you can see, it's a nice place. It's very clean. It's a serviced apartment, which means the bed, the kitchen, everything gets cleaned whenever I want. I get fresh towels. It's pretty good deal, and I don't have to worry about cleaning it or anything. The bed is rock hard, so I'm going to have to put a pad on that bed. Okay, let me show you the views. Okay. All right, here. So this is the west side of Zhongshan, the West District. There's the temple. Great vegetable restaurant there. This is on top of a fairly new mall that I've done videos on in the past. And the mall, it has all kinds of wonderful restaurants and a gym that I'm a member of. It's even got an ice skating ring. So it's going to be very convenient for me. And then the other side, because it's a corner unit, this is the view that I'll have outside my window on the 12th floor. You can see there's a barbecue joint right down there that, sometimes late at night they're barbecuing and the smell comes up through those windows, but it being winter time, I'll be having those closed. And again, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood late at night. After 10 o'clock, it is completely dead in this neighborhood. But the windows are thick, so you close those windows, you can't hear a single thing outside those windows. It's very, very nice in that sense. So let me show you one more time. So this corner will end up being my office. I got two desks. I'm gonna put it in an L shape, and that will be my new YouTube studio. Now, because the Wi-Fi and connection here is so good, it's not brand new. It's a couple years old now, but it's one of the newer office buildings in Zhongshan. And I stayed here like 2 weekends ago for 3 nights, and in this particular unit, and I fell in love with it, and I said, look, this is the one I want, and they gave it to me and negotiated a price that was still really expensive, but this is the next endeavor, and I'm going to use it as an office. The bed will still be there. Again, I'm going to push it to the side. I'm going to block it off. It's not a space to live in. This here at the college, this is my home. This is where I live. This is going to be a place where I can simply work. So that's what I'm hoping to do, because I can't work at this desk. I mean, right now, seriously, the mic can't pick it up, but there's so much noise out there. It's insane. So that's it. Yes, Iceman says it's the Rojo experience. Yeah, I got this idea to change the name. I was on the Snark Lounge last night, and it kind of hit me that I need to change the name from Monday Night Live, Friday Night Live, like I've done, and just call it something a little bit different. And I decided to call it Behind the Rojo Rope. So that is going to be the new name for these live streams. And with the new place, they're going to start being regularly scheduled. I'm thinking maybe twice a week, 1 hour, and I will do live streams and have people join me in my live streams. So you're not just looking at my ugly mug; you'll be seeing lots of different people. That's the hope, and so I'll be working towards that. In addition, I'm upgrading my computers. My camera equipment is pretty good, although I did crash my drone over the weekend. I'll tell you that story here in a little bit. But my camera equipment is okay for now. My lighting is being upgraded. I've got new lights coming. But if you've been following the news in the PC world, I guess, in the technology world, Apple has come out with their new M1 chip in all of their, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Air, and the Mac Mini. And I've been watching all the reviews. Now, I've never owned a Mac ever in my life. I have an iPhone and I have an iPad, and I love the iOS for this, and that's why I keep it. But I've always been a Windows guy, and I'm currently running all of this off of a Xiaomi computer it's an i5 Xiaomi that's about 2 years old, and I have my Microsoft Surface that I bought earlier this year. This is pretty cool little machine. I won't lie. This is an i5 as well, and it's pretty good considering it. I mean, it folds up really, really small. Check this out. So, I mean, it folds. Look how thin this is. It's a notebook, and it weighs almost nothing, and yet it's full Windows, and I cannot edit 4K. I can barely edit 1080p on this thing, but this is my computer on the go. I just throw this in my bag, and I don't have to worry about it. My Xiaomi is too big to pack up with the cords and everything to throw in my bag. So this has been really, really great to use. So I'll still use that as my mobile, but I'm thinking about getting the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini with that new M1 processor. I don't think I need 16 gig RAM. I think I can just get along with the 8 gig, but I can, instead of outputting my videos 1080p, I can do 4K. And I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be really, really great with dual monitors. And that's going to go into this studio. So those are the upgrades that I'll be doing: lighting, computer, everything. And I'm going to make my first journey into the Apple PC world, because the performance of that Mac Mini just looks so dang good. And for the value for the money, I mean, it's beating last generation's i9s. That's how, and it's for what, $700 you get the computer and a couple of monitors. I mean, that's an incredible deal. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. So that's going to be upgrades. Again, I move in on December 1st. It'll take me a few days to get everything set up and move down there as far as the office goes. Again, it's just an office. I'm not going to be living here. I will sleep there occasionally on nights when I need to get a good night's rest. But of course, this is my home here. And I'm trying it out for a few months. If it doesn't work out, I'll abandon the idea and come back to the college. But I've been thinking about this for more than a year, really, and I'm excited for it. So that's the news with that. Fernando, yeah, you say Apple, yeah. So when I was looking to buy a mobile unit like this, I did tons of research on this, and I looked at the Apple Air with the Intel, and I considered it very greatly of moving to the Apple side of the world, mostly for film editing, because I'm still a Office guy, Microsoft Office. I live and die in Excel and PowerPoint and everything for my everyday work. So, but that Mac Mini, man, I saw the keynote and I was like, okay, that sounds interesting, but all the YouTube that YouTube algorithm is sending me all these reviews from all these tech guys, and I gotta say, that seems to be a winner for me. I don't need the mobility. I'll still have the Xiaomi I can take and edit. It's still a great machine. The trackpad is broken on it, so I have to use a mouse. But for the most part, I think it would be a winner. I just have to wait for the Apple Store here in China to get it. I went to a local Apple Store. They didn't have it. They're still selling the Intels. All right. Let's see. Nice with support, brother, like the share with all of my buddies. Oh, Iceman, thank you for sharing my channel. I appreciate that. And Fernando, check foam padding for sound. That's a great idea. I'm considering that. It's cheap. I can just put it on the wall there. Again, this is going to be a project. I'm not going to go hit the ground running on day one and everything's going to be perfect. It's going to be a continuous upgrade. And again, it's a short-term lease. After about 3 or 4 months, I will decide whether or not to keep it or to perhaps move to a different unit or abandon the idea completely. So the first couple weeks, I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. And I'm excited for it. We'll see how it is. This is one of my Christmas presents to myself. And I think it'll be a great addition, not just for this channel, but for my workflow personally, because, man, I am exceedingly busy these days with everything that I do. And there are additional things that I want to do. I have a whiteboard in my other room here, just a laundry list of things that I'd like to do, not just for this channel, but for Rojo Reads the News, which I haven't abandoned, by the way. It's this is going to revamp the Rojo Reads the News thing, which I love to do. In addition, provide additional type of content for this channel. And I'll just tell you what it is. It's the cars. So I have made some connections with some secondhand car dealers that can give me some insight. I'm not that interested in going to new cars dealers and working that out, but secondhand car dealers, I think, would be more interesting. Seeing cars that are anywhere from 2 to 10 years old, especially the older Chinese models, and seeing the progression of the models and seeing how they improve over the years and how they're holding up all this time, I think is fantastic, because the newer Chinese models are great. You've seen my videos, you've seen the designs. The older models have so many unique and interesting quirks that nobody ever talks about. So there's a lot of videos out there on new cars, and that's going to come again this weekend. Actually, this coming weekend, I'll be in Guangzhou for the Guangzhou International Auto Show, which is one of the largest in the world, and I cannot wait to do that. And I'm going to meet up with Michael from Expat Survival and go get some tacos. So that's going to be a great video as well. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Empty. And get a carpet. Yeah, a carpet's a great idea. It's got wood. I'm going to make a trip. Fernando, I'm going to make a trip to IKEA. I definitely have some ideas to personalize this, because, I mean, the way it looks now, you know, it's the decoration is okay, I guess. I hate this yellow sofa. It's the very uncomfortable sofa. So I'm gonna throw a cover on it or something, and I still need a sofa to sit in. So, and the desk that's over here, you can't really see it. This desk here is way too small and not very good quality. So that's gonna become like my kitchen nook, my little, extended counter space for the kitchen, I suppose. And then this bed, I'm just going to move into the corner and out of the way with a couple of wall separations. And then, put a couple of throw rugs down. I'm a fan of throw rugs anyways, because, it's more comfortable. Tiny things help a lot. I hope so, man. You need heads up with your videos so everyone knows. Yes, that's going to come with the new studio and a more stable connection. I will have a regular. I can't do it regular scheduled here. Every time I try and do it, the connection goes bad, and I let everybody down. And I don't want to do that. So regularly scheduled live streams will be coming, and they'll be advertised on my Facebook page and on this YouTube page. That way, more people can join in and have fun and ask questions, and we can have a conversation. That's what I liked about these live streams. EV cars, brother Neo, like China brand. Yeah, the Neos are great. If you want to learn about the Neo, go to China Teacher brand. His videos about the Neo are first class. And I've ridden in his, but I've never driven it. My Neo stocks are skyrockets. Go Neo. We talked about that actually recently. I was doing a film. I was for the local city of Zhongshan. There are some students here, some overseas students who are students at places like USC and one other one in New York. I can't remember. Another one's at Stanford, one in Australia, and another one from I think it was from San Francisco. It was some college in Mountain View area, San Francisco. Anyways, they have not gone back to the States or to Australia because of the virus. So they've stayed here, and they were doing this little promotional video in the park for the city of Zhongshan, and they asked me to join as the teacher, the local teacher. And I was happy to do it. And so we were all sitting in a little semicircle as they were filming a lot of B-roll. And I started chatting with these guys. And the topic got onto cars. And they all knew, these were all business majors mostly. Most of them are business majors. One girl's like a fashion major. And they all are very, very gung-ho about the Neo stocks. And I should look into that. So that's what's going on with that. I'll announce what the times are for the live streams. I have to look at my schedule over the next few months. I'll let you guys know how that's going to be. It will probably be nighttime, probably around 11 p.m. China time, or between 10 and 11 p.m. China time during the weekdays. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And it'll be the same format. It'll be me telling about the recent news in my life and what's going on in China, as well as some news that I'll share with you that will be a preview for upcoming Rojo Reads the News things. That's what the whole thing was designed to do. Of course, Rojo Reads the News has fallen off a cliff. I lost a lot. I banked so many news stories, and when I lost the video of my day out in Huizhou, which we were riding ATVs and going to the, when I lost all that raw footage, I also lost all of my Rojo Reads the News stories. And so I have to redo them. And that was hours and hours and hours of work. And I got to tell you, I'm very, very upset by it. But with the new studio, we can revamp this. Everything's going to be on schedule. Again, it's a place to work. It's not a home. There was another apartment that I looked at that a friend of mine has, and it's a beautiful apartment, 2-bedroom, top floor, like 27th floor, in a great area of town near Shumulian, which is my favorite park to go running in a neighborhood I used to live in. And I went and saw it, and then the apartment is great, and because the friend of mine, the price was unbeatable, especially for the views that it had, and it being the top floor and everything. It had full kitchen, and it was very nice. Great balcony, but the thing that turned me off about it was that it was a homey feeling apartment, and that's not what I need. I need a place to work. I need a place to go that has a work environment that inspires me to work and not sit on my sofa and watch TV. So that's what this is, where I live now. This desk right here, this is in my living room. My TV's there, my sofa's right here. So it's very difficult to get in the mindset of working from your living room. Having a separate place in an office building where everyone's going there to work, I think would be benefit. I know I would benefit from that as a motivational factor. Okay, EVs in general. Well, Fernando, are you going to be doing more work on EVs? I know you want to do more work on EVs, not just Neos, but all EVs. I think you have a better understanding of that market than I do. For me, it's just a general consumer interest. As a consumer, as a person who loves cars and is interested in cars, just want to walk around and say, is this car comfortable? Is the ergonomics good? I mean, what are the features? Is it affordable for the features? What's the new technology coming out? How's the dependability of these things? That's kind of the take I'm going for on the cars. It's more on a consumer side, I think. Nice. $2.80, buddy. Easy. That's $2.80. I don't know what that is. See, sorry to hear that. I know how that feels. I'm not working anymore. Iceman, what do you mean you're not working anymore? Are you retired? What happened? Is there a hiking trail in Shumuyen? They're not hiking trails. They're traditional hiking trails with dirt are just impossible to find. They're really, really hard to find. Shumuyen is the Zhongshan Arboretum, and there are concrete and asphalt trails, and it's a wonderful place to go running and go for a walk. There's a 5K road that runs along a ridge. I've done a video about it in the past, and it's a perfect 5K to run in the hills away from the city. You can see the city in the distance, but it's really secluded. You put your earphones in, and you feel like you're a world away. So Shumuyen, and then there's a trail that connects it to Jinzhong Reservoir, which is another 10K trail that goes around the reservoir. Then that's beautiful. And then there are dirt trails that branch off of that into Dajianshan. But that trail has been closed, and so you have separate entrances for both of those parks. They eventually, after the virus and all that stuff goes away, they will connect these, and so you can enter in one and then have full reign of that side of Wugot, of the mountains there. That's why I'm free here in Canada. It's 9:20 a.m. My life is all in EV stocks. Great place to be. Yeah, the Xingpeng is an auto neo. Yeah, Xingpeng is one that's I sat in it in the last one. It's going after the Tesla. Tesla's quality rankings have just plummeted recently. Tesla's never been very good with quality. From what I understand and from what I've seen. The Xipeng, it has a couple of models and they're supposed to be really good. I'm waiting to go back to China, not working anymore. I'm going to get a Neo car in China. Good, do it. Awesome. Yeah, the P7. That's one you should look at. They also have a little mini SUV like crossover that is pretty cool. I've seen them around. They look pretty cool. Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna talk to you guys about my trip that I just took. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll see some photos that I've shared. I just got back from a 4-day trip in Jiangxi province and climbed Wuganshan with my friend Mona, who was in my Lofushan video. She planned this trip. It was all her, man. And I had known about this mountain for a long time, and I had promised her we would go. And then I got super, super busy, and she was like all bummed out. And then for some odd reason, the cards fell into place, and I was able to get 4 days off in a row. Amazingly, and so I was able to keep my promise to her and go on this trip, and it was awesome. So the first day we rode the train. We met in Guangzhou. I rode from Zhongshan. She rode out from Huizhou, and so we met up in Guangzhou and then took the train up into Jiangxi. In all, for her, she traveled by maybe 9 or 10 hours. For me, it was a little less. Got into town late at night into Pengxiang, I think that's the name. Yeah, Pengxiang, and it's just across the border from Hunan province, not far from Changsha. In fact, you go through Changsha rail station and it kind of makes a quick dog-ear turn back down towards Pengxiang. Anyways, got in a DD, and the DD was an electric DD. It was a BYD, and to get up to the mountain, to where the hotel was at the base of the mountain for the first night, he didn't have enough charge, so he had to stop, charge his car, and we waited for a little while for that to go down. Got to the hotel. When we got there, they said, okay, you can have a balcony room or you can have a backside room. The backside room is quieter, but the balcony room is a little nicer. I said, we just want to sleep. We have a big day, we have a big hike, so let's just go to bed. Anyways, we couldn't sleep because there's roosters. I mean, this is a village, farms and everywhere. So there were dogs and roosters going off all night long. It was not fun. We got no rest. It was so loud. They were right outside the window. So we woke up. It was freezing cold, overcast at the base of the mountain, and it was pretty empty. This is a Friday morning. Got on the cable car. We were going to hike the entire mountain, but because we did not get enough rest, we elected to take the cable car halfway up, because otherwise we would have just been a complete wreck. I don't think it would have happened. And we were kind of bummed because as we're going up in the cable car, we were like flying in a cloud. You couldn't see anything. The visibility was zero. It was nothing. We couldn't see any of the sights. And then all of a sudden, we rose above the cloud, and it was clear blue skies and the most incredible mountain in front of us. It was insanely beautiful moment. Got off. We did some yoga stretching right there at the temple, about halfway up the mountain. The mountain's about 2,000 meters tall. And then we started our climb. And the climb from there's another cableway you can take to get a little bit closer to the peak. And most people do that because the climb is up this face. There's these stairs that are built out of the face itself, and it is straight up about 1,300 meters. And you climb it. It's a climb, and because we have our packs on, we were going to be camping. We went very slowly, taking rests here and there. I flew my drone. I actually crashed the drone. That'll be in the video coming up. And got to the peak. As soon as there's a certain elevation where the tree cover, the pine trees stop, and then it is just a barren mountaintop. And the sun came out, and it was, cool, and windy, but not cold. It was epically beautiful. And if you watch my my Facebook page, I put some video, not just some videos, but also some photos of what it looked like. It was the most beautiful place I've been to in China so far. It beats Zhongshan. It beats Tiananmen Mountain, in my opinion. That's how amazing it was. Every corner you turned was another incredible view that just takes your breath away. Insanely gorgeous. We got to the peak. We did our photos at the peak and then checked into a temple which had some tents that you can rent and stay overnight. Now, these are not tents on the ground. These are tents on wood platforms, and they're literally right next to each other. So these tents, there's like 120 RMB for the night, a little two-man tent. And literally right next to it is another two-man tent, right next to that two-man tent, and the whole wood platform is filled with it. They also have these blue kind of luxury pods with an actual bed that you can sleep in. They're like 500-600 RMB a night, and neighbor's like, you need one of these blue pods, otherwise you're going to freeze to death tonight. And we were like, no, we got it. We're good. We've got heat pads and proper clothing. We knew it was going to be cold, and it was cold. There's a little kitchen up there that they cooked up some food for us, some hot ginger tea, and we tried to get some rest. Saw a little bit of the sunset from the top of the mountain, which was great. But as soon as the sun went down, the wind started howling. It got freezing cold. Nobody on that mountain around us could sleep because the wind was just blowing us all over the place. It was so bloody loud. And a hard wood. There was a small little pad, but man, it was not comfortable. Most people woke up at about 5:45 and tried to get back up to the peak, which was just a few meters, not far away, to watch the sunrise. But there was no sunrise because a cloud had come in and there was no visibility. It just got bright. There was no beautiful sunrise that day, to many people's disappointments. We elected to just make coffee and stay in the tent, open up one side of the window, and just look out at the cloud. That's basically what it was. Leaving and coming back down the mountain, we were almost blown off the mountain because we went down a separate trail down the ridge towards the glass platform that's very famous here. And this ridge is the windiest ridge I think I've ever experienced. Poor Mona, she's a tiny little girl. I'll say little girl, sorry, but she's a tiny person, and she was literally almost being blown off the side of the mountain. We had to hold on to her a couple times. And it was freezing cold and wet and just a challenge of a hike. Even though we were going downhill, it still was quite a challenge. And then we got to the junction where it goes off in many different directions and people are coming up the ridge or coming up the valley from the what do you call it? The cable car, right, to get to the glass bridge. And the sun came out again. And the sun came out, and we were all alone on that glass platform. Again, there's photos and videos of it. We had this beautiful, long glass platform that's built out of the side of the mountain, completely to ourselves, walking in the clouds. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience because I don't think you'll ever see that glass walkway empty like it was. It was an emotional moment because it was just so damn beautiful. Yeah. Hiked down the valley, got back and went and checked into a very nice hot springs hotel for the night before coming back to Zhongshan. Now, what made this journey, everyone knows that the virus is, peeking its head again here in China in a few places. I don't want to get into that. Everyone knows what's going on. But what I noticed, and this has been a continuous thing, is the prevention measures that are everywhere. Everywhere we went, I had to register my health code and take my temperature and had to give my passport for proper contact tracing. Then in the train stations, same thing. Everyone's wearing a mask, double, triple check all the health codes. On the train itself, I remember when I got to Guangzhou South Station, I had to run to the other side of the station to catch my train back to Zhongshan. I barely got on the train, and I was huffing and puffing, and in Guangdong, it's still really warm, so I was sweating, and it was hot. And I pulled my mask down just a little bit, just so my nose was out a little bit, right? Just so that it was so hot. I mean, it was getting soaked, so I just pulled it down just a little bit so that I can breathe out of my nose a little bit easier. So I'm on the train, I'm playing with my phone, and the conductors are coming down to take temperatures and look at health codes. And, he looked at me and he said, hey, put it back up. And he's like, you're right. Thank you very much. Very polite, but very diligent in their prevention. Everyone was wearing a mask and everyone was compliant and everyone was moving properly the way it should be. And when I got into Zhongshan, I had to download another app and register a brand new health code. That's number 8 that I've done. Just so that I could get back into my home city. So people are very, very aware of what's going on, and they have been. This has been a continuous thing. Up on the mountain, because in order to get into the mountain, in order to go for a hike in the mountain, you have to do all of this health code stuff. So everyone entering the mountain had their health codes and health their tracking app that's on your phone to see if you've been anywhere near someone who might have been near someone, and they change your health codes, right? So all of that is checked. And so on the mountain itself, hiking, nobody was wearing a mask, but on the cable cars, people were wearing masks and stuff. It was a fantastic experience. So that was my weekend. That's going to be a 2-part video. I've just started organizing the raw footage. I've got about 2 hours of raw footage to go through. I'm going to whittle that down into hopefully about 2 10-minute videos about Guangdong, one of the most famous mountains in China. Although outside of China, most people have probably never heard of it. But the most beautiful place I have been to in China. It's that incredible. I can't wait to share it with all of you. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Let's see who else out there. Tyler. Hey, Tyler. How you doing, brother? Thank you for. I think you got my message, man. Thank you for keeping my suits going. It's a real trip that you found my old hotel pen in that suit. That pen in that suit has got to be 10 years old now. So the pen that you found in the breast pocket of that suit, that's a 10-year-old pen. That probably means that suit hasn't been washed in 10 years. But thank you for keeping it warm, dude. Good to see you. Yeah, the AC. I had the AC on here today. Yeah. That was a great shot. Which shot was great, Fernando? Which one are you talking about? Cuba Libre. Yes, it is a Cuba Libre. Very good, sir. You know your drinks. You know your cocktails. Uh, yeah, we had one case in Zhongshan last week. I don't know what happened with it. Don't worry, vaccine is coming. 95% will be. Okay, yes, that's the American vaccines. The ones here in China, I don't know if they've announced the effectability, the effectiveness, excuse me, of the vaccines that are going to be available in China. They've already started distributing it here and there. I heard actually around Shanghai, I believe it was. But you know that the minute it becomes available as a teacher, they're going to shoot me up with it, and I welcome it. It'll be great. I have a friend here, an American friend, who is an anti-vaxxer, and we get into arguments all the time about the effectiveness of vaccines and are they really good or bad. Of course, we have differing opinions about this, but the news coming out of America for the American vaccines is very, very promising. It's just a matter of time. And like I said, I don't think it'll be ready for Spring Festival, but maybe come next summer, there will be a window open for me to come and go if these vaccines can take care of it. So we'll see what the summer holds. I am very optimistic, very, very optimistic. We just need to get through the next few months. And in America, you know what that means too. Some simple contact tracing here in the States would go a long way. Also, people actually wearing masks. I agree. I've been very, very upset about the post-election crap. I get emails sent from me from family and friends that it's just absolute rubbish, and I don't buy into it. The mask thing, wear a mask. How hard is it? You know, I got people saying, I like to breathe. But you know what? Or they're not very effective. You know, doctors wear them for a reason. This is something that China taught me. I'm humble enough to admit this. When this whole thing first started, I was like, masks, okay, that's an Asian culture thing. I'm an American. I think it's a little overblown. But during the course of the year and seeing how this whole thing has progressed, it didn't take me long to get on the mask bandwagon, and I wear masks every day. You know, I wear a mask to and from my classroom. I wear a mask. I was wearing a mask at Walmart this evening. You kind of feel naked without it. Most places you're not required to wear a mask. When I'm in my car and walking down the street, don't really use it. But if I go anywhere public, you know, that mask goes on. And I think it also, because there's a sentiment about foreigners here, and there's a narrative that still exists in some corners of China that foreigners are dangerous and foreigners are the ones bringing the virus back into China, which is very much not the case. But that narrative is still being passed around on social media, and a few pockets of ignorance left around here. I just find it in good taste as a guest in this country to wear a mask everywhere I'm required to. I mean, at the mall, if I'm at the mall walking around, I'll wear a mask. I take it off when I go into a restaurant. You know, go into the restaurant, sit down in the restaurant, take it off. When you're so-called social distancing, there's really no reason to have it. But when I'm around a lot of people, even if I'm not required to wear it, I find it in good taste too, to show a good example. Look, I understand there's a trepidation around foreigners, so I'm wearing a mask so you can make you feel a little bit more comfortable if I run into those types of people. So, God, great live stream. Lots of good stuff here. Uh, for sure, fits me like a charm. Oh, the glass platform. Oh, Tyler, I'm glad it fits you, man. The suit is yours. I'll never wear it again. All my suits, if you want them, they're yours, brother. Take them all. You know, they all were tailored to fit me. I'm shocked that they fit you. It just means you've grown up, dude. But yeah, if they're still in style, take them all, man. I'll never wear them again. So, um, yeah, Fernando, the glass platform shot that you saw in my WeChat moments and on Facebook, that was actually Mona. She took that. She was like a little film assistant running around taking tons of photos of me and everything. Yeah, she was very, very gung ho. She's very supportive of this YouTube channel. The question is, will it still be effective if there's a mutation? Maybe. I mean, who knows? I mean, viruses will never go away 100%. We're going to have to live with these like we live with the flu every year. So it's going to be an ongoing thing. If masks didn't do anything, then why would doctors wear them? I wear a mask riding a bike to and from class just because it's not a big deal. Bravo, bravo. Don't worry, 2021, it's going to be a great year. I had this thing. I worked at a hotel in Temecula, California. It was the Embassy Suites. I was living right down the street, so I took a job as a front office manager there. Just less than a year I worked there. It was just to do something, earn a little extra money. And this was a terrible hotel. It was constantly ranked near the bottom of all the Embassy Suites hotels. Comparably, it was just an old facility. The owners were reluctant to put money into it. It was on the expensive side because it was a tourist area, so it was a cash cow for the owners. And it was very hard to get them to invest any kind of cash into it. And everyone who worked at this hotel was all down and depressed because they're constantly fielding complaints. And they said, Paul, you're so optimistic. I said, yeah, well, when you're on the bottom, the only place to look is up. And that's how I think 2020 has become. 2020 had some great moments. I mean, the election's been a wonderful thing, but for the most part, 2020 has been a down year for, I think, the world. So when you're on the bottom, the only place to look is up. The only way to go is up. So that's kind of how I look for 2021. My school went back to in-person learning. However, due to recent restrictions, I expect them to return to an all-virtual setting. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm happy that you're back in the classroom, but it's probably for the best. Until the vaccines are distributed properly in the States, virtual learning, I'm not a fan of it, as you guys know. I don't think it's quality education, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. My friends on Facebook really trigger me on this. People that don't wear a mask and claim that freedom card really irritate me. Snarky, I was one of them, dude. I'm American tried and true, and I believe that your freedom is absolute. My freedom of choice is the most important thing. And so I understand those in America who spout this, it's my choice, you can't make me do this, hashtag can't change my life kind of thing. I understand their mentality. I understand where they're coming from. I disagree with it. I think that alienating those people or putting them down because they think that way is the wrong way to do it. We just need to level with them and try to reason with them and say, look, masks are a good thing for everyone, including yourself. So that leadership, that narrative coming from our leaders in the States hasn't been consistent. It hasn't been consistent at all. And so without that consistent leadership from the top, we have all suffered. And I'm hoping that the new leadership in America will change that. It's going to be a tough go, and I'm really, really upset about this transition period and how things are going right now because I think it's detrimental to everyone, and it's just making things worse. So January 20th can't come soon enough. But in China, I would feel a lot more comfortable not having a mask and seeing someone without one. Again, things in China are not back to normal. There's a lot of vloggers out there that say things in China are back to normal. They're not. They're far from normal. Uh, there's a new normal here. Whereas when you go to a public place, there's be a baoan taking your temperature. If you're too high, they don't let you in. You go straight to a clinic and you get tested. When you get off the train, there are people there in hazmat suits, checking health codes. There's controlled entry in every place you go to. Here at the college, I cannot have visitors come visit me. I'm still all alone here. I'm the only foreigner on the campus. People cannot come back into China from various countries, including my colleague. They've shut the borders to him. So things are not back to normal here. They are far from normal. There are still blocked off trails, and there's segregated parts of the neighborhoods. And that's here in Zhongshan, but that's everywhere I've been in China is like that. Now, the mask rules have become a little more lax, and there's a lot more comfortability. But, I mean, even in the movie theaters, to go see a movie, it's health code checks and contact tracing, writing your information down. The movie theaters are rather empty. They're not selling food. So we still have a long way to go before we're normal. And I think people have felt that this is the new normal from back when we were locked down completely. I mean, when I say locked down, we were locked down. It wasn't this voluntary, okay, don't go out if you don't want to. No, everyone was locked down. They could not leave. They starved the beast. And that was what they had to do to get to the point where they're at now. Now they have excellent contact tracing. They have excellent prevention measures. Here's another thing I've noticed, and I mentioned this to a friend. Before the virus, public restrooms are notorious for being dirty, for not having soap or toilet paper or proper cleaning. That is still the case in some places, of course. You go to a rest, not even a rest stops are really nice here. You go to a gas station restroom and it's pretty gnarly. But you go to the malls, you go to the public places, you go to McDonald's, you go to any neighborhood restaurant, and there is soap and there is toilet paper, and they are generally clean. And people are utilizing it. So the culture here has changed significantly as a result of this. And that's one thing that's very, very obvious everywhere you go here. People are so tired, we'll make things harder for Biden. Yeah, I agree. But, it's give it a year, we'll see where we're at, dude. Never put them down or even argue with them, but I think that if sometimes we need to cherish our freedom, but still stress the importance of everyone wearing a mask. Again, I agree with you, dude, and that comes from a narrative of leadership. The leaders have to give this narrative. Without that, people are left. People are hungry for leadership. They want leadership. As independent as we are, we still need a standard bearer, one that we can follow. And we haven't had that in a long time. And I'm hoping that changes. That's good to realize. Here in the U.S., it seems no one can accept things aren't normal. They are trying to force things to be normal, but it's just not. Yeah, Americans are pretty impatient. I mean, I'm an American. I'm impatient, and I think in general most Americans are impatient. We want things to go back to normal. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. It's going to take some time. We need to get through it. It's going to be rough, and I think things are going to get worse before they get better, but they will get better. Absolutely. For example, the curfew set in California was unconstitutional and should absolutely be legally challenged. That's the kind of freedom I stand to protect. However, I will happily mask up. Thanks, Ty. Well, America and California, they are nations of laws, nations of the people, and the people make their, if the law can be constitutionally challenged and the judges say that that's the case, then that's the case. That's the way we work. Democracy is messy. It's not perfect, but it is our way, and we defend our way. Okay. People didn't steal the toilet paper in the bathroom before. In my town, there's people use the toilet paper, and then they run out. So oftentimes there's no toilet paper left, but it's replenished every day. People use it, and they use too much, or they use it to dry their hands. They don't use the blower that's next to it. They use the toilet paper to dry their hands after they wash their hands. That's a bad habit. I see that a lot. But still, in China, as in most countries in the world, you carry tissue with you everywhere you go. I always have it in my bag. And when I go into the restroom, I'd say about half the time there's toilet paper, the other half there isn't. And so always be prepared, Boy Scouts. Remember, be prepared. Curfews are a Band-Aid on an arterial cut. That's true. But TJ, whose freedoms are more important, the individual or the community? That's an argument in America that America's having right now. Is individual freedoms are absolute, and that's the battle: community versus the individual. I see both sides. I really do. I think we can protect individual liberty and individual freedom. That's important to protect. It's important to protect that in the courts and the legal systems, but we need leadership to show that, to create a narrative that the community needs support from the community, from the individual. And there's a battle between the individual and the community happening right now, and that's the problem. Whereas if we have leadership that can create a canvas and a narrative that has the individual as part of the community as a whole, that we all have the shared goals and shared outcomes, then we can do this. We can conquer this without forcing the individual to give up their individual freedoms. Instead, it becomes a choice. And that comes from effective leadership. Ty, I actually like Newsom. Newsom is an interesting guy. We have a lot in common, Newsom and I. And I don't agree with everything he's done or everything he says, but I think he's a solid guy. I actually like him a lot. All politicians, all leaders are going to make mistakes. Even Biden, everyone's going to make mistakes during these times, and they're going to learn from it. And Newsom is another one of them. But Newsom is young. He's going to go far in the party, and watch out. Newsom's going to be huge. Chabador. Yeah, Chabador got it worse than me, I think. I always make a big thing about being stuck here on the campus, but I was allowed, after, I think, maybe 6 weeks, I was allowed off once every 3 days for a couple of hours to go get food. Chabador, I know you, but you were stuck in your apartment because your apartment community, had this rule where only one person from each household could leave per day. And so that you were effectively retired at that point. I still can't get you out of the house, dude. I still can't get you to come out and have dapadong and some beer with me, man. But that burger joint, we gotta go to that burger joint, and I think you still owe me some barbecue, brother. All right, the argument can be made that curfews don't help with this issue. America has lost more people in this than the 20th century was together. Do you think Trump should be prosecuted? No, I don't think Trump should be prosecuted for that. I don't think you can prosecute people for making bad decisions. Willful, what's the term? There's a legal term about willful negligence, I guess. But he'll never be prosecuted for that. He's got other legal battles that he's going to have to deal with. I don't think he's going to be prosecuted for what happened there, because all countries are suffering from this. If if they prosecute Trump, they got to prosecute so many other people throughout the world for essentially doing the same thing when it came to the virus. I'm not giving him a pass on it. I definitely blame him for his lack of response. But I think deep down in his heart, he thought it was the right thing to do, and I just completely disagreed with it, as did most people. That's just my opinion on that. Willful negligence, that's the one. Said it first. No. I didn't read it. I knew it. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the news, shall we? We got some interesting things here. Thank you all. This is a great chat, everyone. Great live stream. The connection seems to be good. Remember, all of my live streams are brought to you by fcustom.com. Go to fcustom.com, hit the link below. You can get customized jerseys for baseball, basketball, and football any way you want. They make great Christmas gifts. They're having a Thanksgiving sale on right now. And if you enter the coupon code WalkaboutRojo, you get an additional 10% off your purchase, and you also help support the channel here. So that's fcustom.com. You can see mine right back here. You can get it any way you want. Really, really cool stuff. I love mine. A little quick shameless self-promotion real quick. So Rojo Reads the News has been off the air for about 1 month. Again, I lost all that footage that I had banked. I had looked for it everywhere. I could not find it. With the new studio coming next month, I will be back on this bandwagon and sharing some great stories with you, including all the ones that I've been sharing in these live streams. So that's that. You can also follow me on Facebook. This is my Walkabout Rojo Facebook page. Please follow me, and you'll see videos and photos. See, these are photos from Guangdong. Let's see if that comes up. So this is the little campsite that we were at there. Very, very cool stuff. Fernando, the video is this one right here. This is the one that Mona took. The sun came out for this. It just, for some reason, it came out right as we got on this little glass walkway, and we were all alone. I have never experienced a moment like that. I felt like I was in heaven. I really did. It was freezing, freezing cold. As you can see, I'm all bundled up. But there was no wind, and just we were there for maybe an hour. Had the whole place to ourselves, a run of it. It was just great. So again, I can also support the channel by buying me a cup of coffee. All these links are down below. Those of you who have bought me coffee in the past, thank you very much for doing that. I do appreciate it. Again, all of my vlogs right now are edited at a coffee shop. And then if you want to, you can support me on Patreon. Okay. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. I have 5 of them. I make $25 a month. I'm very open with it. You guys are the heroes of this community, and I say that all the time. Thank you again. Please support all creators, not just me. Any creator that you think is doing good work out there. Okay, so here's the first story. You're always jealous when you see my pictures and videos. I don't post them to be jealous. I'm sharing my life, guys. I'm just sharing my life. But I appreciate. I think I take that as a compliment, I guess. Oh, Guangdong. I heard that it is the best hiking trail in China. There is a trail at Guangdong that we didn't take. They call it the Mud Trail, and it is about a 6 to 7 hour hike along the south side of the mountain to get to the peak. And it is supposed to be one of the more beautiful ones. We had planned to do that, but again, we took the cable car halfway up because we didn't get any rest the night before. So that's what happened there. There are beautiful hiking trails that I have been on in China. This one just had the most incredible views I've ever experienced. And we hit it just right. We were so lucky. The day before it rained. And then on Sunday, when we were coming back down the mountain, it rained. But on Saturday, when we were making our climb, the sun came out. It was warm. It was gorgeous. It was exactly what it is in the postcards. And it being this time of year in mid-November, there were hardly anybody there. It was fantastic, guys. Really fantastic. We are so lucky. I says it's a compliment. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Okay. So to get children doing more sport, China tweaks exam weighting. this is something new. In lower level schools, they are going to start testing fitness, not just math and science and English. Fitness is going to become a huge part of the school curriculum here, and I support this 100%. I think fitness is so important, and it's well known that excuse me, let me wet my whistle. It's well known that the children in China have increasingly, each generation, been gaining weight. This is due to a lack of fitness, the prevalence of video games in their lives. Just, you go to any McDonald's or Starbucks, you can see a circle of school children just playing video games on their phone. And also more of an emphasis on math and science, and also diet, as fast food, including most especially Western fast food, hamburgers and KFC, things like this, are continuing to grow here. You're starting to see Chinese children become, well, out of shape and larger. So the Chinese government has been aware of this for a long, long time, and they've been trying to make strides to counter this problem. They put restrictions on video game play. The parents understand this is an important issue, but as you can see, now it's going to be part of the curriculum and part of the testing. Yeah. So this is going to be a great thing to come up. Okay. This city in China is named World's Smartest City. It is Shanghai. This shocked me. It wasn't Shenzhen. It wasn't Hangzhou, which I think have earned that title in the past, but this year is Shanghai. Shanghai was named World's Smartest City on Wednesday at the Smart City Expo World Congress, becoming the first Chinese city to win. Oh, it was the first one. I'm surprised Shanghai won it, not Shenzhen. But the World Smart City Awards are presented annually. Yeah, very good. Congratulations to Shanghai and all the Shanghai people and all my friends in Shanghai. This is great news for you guys. Again, I only spent 3 days in Shanghai in my life. I've been to the top of the Shanghai Tower there. It is an incredible city that I only scratched the surface of course. I cannot wait to go back. Yeah. So congratulations. Here's the Guangzhou International Auto Show to kick off tomorrow. Actually, it's going on right now. I think it kicked off over the weekend, so this is a little old news. But I can't wait to go to this 18th Guangzhou International Auto Show, and it ends on the 29th. I will actually be there on the 29th, the last day, which just my schedule, that's the way it was. I don't want to be there on the last day because many of the vendors actually start packing up early to get out of town. And I'm hoping to get there early in the morning on Sunday before the crowds and before all the vendors leave so I get as much as I can. So that's what I'm hoping on. So new technology, new life is the theme. The show is spread over 220,000 square meters and display 980 different cars. Wow, that's huge. Can I do all this in one day? I don't know. Maybe I should go Saturday night too. They include new cars making their world debut, passenger cars from Dongfeng, SAIC, Volkswagen, and GAC Group, as well as the new energy groups from brands in the U.S., electric car maker Tesla, and Chery, one of China's biggest independent brands. So that's pretty cool. Is that the Aston Martin? Yeah, that looks pretty dope. Cars that I can't afford. Look at this. Luxury cars, Lamborghini, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Bentley will also make. I've seen all these, of course, at the... it's funny, when the LA International Auto Show, I used to go to that every year, right? And you go to the areas where they have the Porsches and the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris, and there'll be like guards all around. They're behind glass, and you go, "Oh wow, look at those!" You know, can't get anywhere and I can't touch them. And then you go downstairs into the area where they do all the aftermarket products, and they're all there, the same cars, and they're all like decked out, and you can sit in them and check them out and everything. All right. It's a new flying spur. Oh, that'll be interesting to look at. What's that? Old BMW. For the first time, a mermaid show under the water will come on the auto exhibit stage, taking the audience into a fairy world in the depth of the sea. Furthermore, a creative market with car trunks serving as booths is also scheduled for the venue for the display of sales of car decorations. These decals, my friends and I have been making fun of these decals lately because everywhere you see are like Pokemon on all these cars, and they'll be on like these slow junker cars, and you see Pokemon. These giant Pokemon stickers. I see Hello Kitty a lot too. It's kind of interesting. So this is what to expect. All right. So here's all the interest. So how much is going to cost me? 50 yuan. Ah, not bad. 50 yuan. Buy online, of course, and % your health code at entering, of course. So masks will probably be mandatory. Excited for that. Let's talk about the 2020 Hospitality Awards. I was actually invited to go to this, and it completely skipped my mind. I had plans to go to this and spend the weekend in Shenzhen where this was going on, and something else came up and I couldn't go. Ty asks, do you use DJI Gimbals to film your videos? Yes, I use the DJI Mobile. I have the Mobile 2 now. I use my DJI Pocket. This is my second one. They just came out with the DJI Pocket 2. This is the DJI Pocket. This is my everyday carry, if you will. This stays in my bag, and I film a lot of it with this. Also, my DJI Osmo Action. And that's what most of my, and also my iPhone, if I don't have my Pocket with me. So that's what I use to film most of my videos, yeah. Now Shanghai peoples will go to be more inflated. Maybe, Tyler, maybe. In 10 years, these cars will be electric. Fernando and I actually talked about that. We said, in 10 years from now, we won't be driving these cars. The AI will be driving us all around. You just get in, hey Siri, take me here, and then it'll take you. Nope, sorry. Siri got awoken there. Okay, so this is November 19th. Let's see. Is it going to come up for me? Okay, so new hotel of the year is the Lux Tea House Roadstone Town, the Hilton Garden Inn, Shenzhen World Expedition and Convention Center. I've heard of this one, and Lux is a brand that I've heard some good things about. Okay, luxury hotel of the year in South China: Four Seasons Hotel, the Conrad, the Ritz-Carlton, which I've done a video on, the Raffles Shenzhen, the Park Hyatt Shenzhen, and the Langham Shenzhen. I was not impressed with the Langham in Guangzhou. The Conrad in Guangzhou is supposed to be phenomenal. It's supposed to be really good. And, of course, the Four Seasons I've been to, I just never stayed the night. Awesome. Let's see. Business hotels there. The Jinling Hotel. Don't know that one. The Grand Hyatt Shenzhen. The Grand Kempinski Hotel Shanghai. Interesting. Check that one out. If you guys know any of these, make a comment on it. Okay, so most popular service departments for long-term family. All right. Art Hotel of the Year, Wanda Rain on the Bund. Wanda, this is the Wanda Group, and they're huge. Wanda Group is got their money in their fingers and everything, and the Wanda Hotel brand is really nice. It's my favorite Chinese hotel brand. It's that good. I've stayed in a couple of them. I'll make more videos of them. They all seem to be alike. The ones that I've stayed in all seem to be pretty much alike, so they haven't garnered my attention as far as diversity, but they are starting to diversify their portfolio. They're not just luxury brand now. They're actually have inns and lodges, and it looks like they have an art hotel too. Outstanding hotel design of the year. The Shenzhen Marriott Hotel in Nanshan. I'll have to check that one out. I was in Gaoming, which is part of Foshan. They have a new Wyndham there that is unbelievable. I was driving along, and I had to pull off the side of the road because it was so amazing. There's nothing around there. It's on a riverfront and a new development. It looks like a big sail. I'll have to do a video of it because it looks so awesome. Themed and feature hotel of the year, the Hard Rock Hotel in Shenzhen. I've been meaning to go to this hotel for a long, long time. It's on my whiteboard. It's on my list to go there and experience it because they also have a Hard Rock Cafe there, which I love. So the Hard Rock Hotel Shenzhen is supposed to be a rock star hotel in Shenzhen. Just have to get there. It's on my list, guys. I'll get there. Landmark hotels of the year. Of course, the Waldorf. Anything on the bund is going to be a most influential hotel of the year. The JW Marriott Marquis Hotel Shanghai Pudong. Interesting. JW Marriott owns Ritz-Carlton, and the JW brand is on par with Ritz-Carlton as far as their level of luxury. I think the Ritz-Carlton, obviously being a separate entity and with all the history, is in a world of its own, but the JWs are very good Marriott brand. I've heard of this one, the Shenzhen Icon. Oh, that is also on my list. Well, I'll tell you more about that one later. The Rosewood, also a great brand. Let's see, Health and Wellness Hotel of the Year, the Tea Horse Road. Okay, interesting. Hyatt on the Bund. All these Shanghai on the Bund hotels. They seem mostly to be in Shenzhen. Here's the W Suzhou. Very good. Sofitel, which is, I think, where I'm going to be staying in Guangzhou this weekend. I might be staying at the Sofitel. Most popular hotel product of the year, Voss Water. I can't believe that's an actual category. The most promising hotel management company of the year, OCT, International Hotel Management. They're the ones that won all the awards the last couple of years, OCT in Shenzhen. And they are a really good management company. Okay. Hoteliers of the year. These are good names to know. If you're a hotel fan like me and do hotel reviews, these are very good names to know. Okay. All right. Who else? What else we got? Okay. Let's go back to the comments. Jamaica Funk Gene, you're on. Good to see you, brother. This is Wanda Plaza Malls. Yeah. It's not just Wanda Plaza. It's not the Wanda Malls. It's the Wanda Plazas. And then there's a hotel attached to them. Was kind of their foray into the hotel business, but they've expanded upon that. I've seen different types of Wanda hotels everywhere. The Wanda Group also owns movie theaters and all kinds of things, man. They're just giant. Las Vegas Hard Rock Hotel is pretty dope. They're building one in New York City now. The Las Vegas Hard Rock Hotel, I've stayed there. The hotel itself is, it's a rebranded hotel. It's an older hotel that they rebranded into the Hard Rock. And I stayed there and I've partied there. The pool scene at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas is out of this world as far as people watching goes. You see some of the craziest individuals walking around there. Yeah. I'm a big Hard Rock pin collector. Oh, cool. You're a music dude. So I figure I lived on Hollywood Boulevard for a couple of years when I was working at a hotel there, and I would go to the Hard Rock Cafe right there at the what do you call it? The Egyptian Man's Chinese Hotel, not the Egyptian Hotel, the Man's Chinese Theater, excuse me. And we would go there often. It was just a good time, and the food, they have great burgers there, man. So I'm hoping the one in Shenzhen will have good burgers. Okay, restaurant apologizes for smack of sexual harassment toilet sign. Take a look at this toilet sign. I think this is a very clever, funny restroom sign, but in today's PC world, this thing got a lot of smack. An internet-famous Cantonese restaurant in Shanghai provoked outcry amongst netizens as its restroom displayed a sign implying sexual harassment during the World Toilet Day on Thursday. I like toilet signs. I think they're funny. All right. WeChat releases 6 new emojis, and they're so on point. Let's take a look at them. Are they going to come up? Here we are. So we have broken. Let me see. Hurt. 666, which, of course, is not the sign of the devil in China. Kind of means sexy. All right. Leo, 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 they call it. They kind of get the hang loose thing. So I always have to point that out. And the last one, college triggers debate over controversial dormitory system. This is interesting. This is a college that decided to track when the students are in and out of their dorm rooms. So this is in Hubei province, recently recently aroused public anger and debate over a trial management system to observe and record whether students are in their dormitories. According to the photos of the system have spread on Chinese social media, there's a big screen showing the information about students who leave their dorms, including their names, photos, and the time when they left. The system has enraged many netizens who criticize the college for violating the privacy of the students. What's the point of the school monitoring when students leave their dorms? A Weibo user wrote on Tuesday. It is a campus, not a prison. And I agree. This is a vocational and technical college, similar to mine. And it says that even though it is recorded, students won't be punished for leaving the dorms at an inappropriate time, quote unquote, said a member of the college's information center, which participated in installing the system. The staffer didn't explain to leave the dorm. Then why are they doing it? So netizens were angry that the photos showed a system labeled as the behavior as illegal departure from dormitory. One user wrote on Weibo, I don't understand which laws I shall break by going to the neighboring dorm talking with the guys there. Obviously, there's no law against leaving your dorm or going to another dorm. She said that the college is also suspected of violating students' rights of reputation of labeling this behavior as illegal. Yeah, I think this is over the top. There's no reason for it. So maybe it'll get taken down. We'll find out. Jamaica Funk asks, when does the Shenzhen Hard Rock Hotel open? It's open now. It's been open for a long time, for a few years now. It's in the northern part of Shenzhen, in an industrial area. There's really not, there's like a golf resort near there, but the pool scene there is supposed to be fantastic during the summer. It being winter, it's not going to be that great. And it's a little less than $100 a night to stay there. But the rooms look freaking awesome. There is a Hard Rock Cafe there as well, so I'm looking forward to just pigging out with some burgers and beers. And rock on, they have concerts there, just like they do at all Hard Rock places. Should be good. That would be a good China YouTuber meetup. Yeah, it would. That would definitely be a good China YouTuber meetup. Someone should mention that in our group chats. Maybe we can put together a China YouTuber convention. Secretly, of course, maybe. They did this tracking at my university in the U.S. for student dorms. They tracked when students used their cards to get in and out of the building, claimed it was for research. Interesting. Things have quieted down here. Delete that. You don't need to watch that. Things have quieted down here quite a bit. At the college, it is now 11:20 p.m. I'm super stoked that this stream has gone on for so long without any interruptions. I hope it has been good for you. It's been good for me. And great questions, great comments from everyone out there. Tyler has one more. Tried saying it was fine correlation between students who came home late at night and their grades. But were they publishing it on a big board of who is in and who is out? That's, But that's all I got for today. It is late. Long live stream tonight. Again, in the future, after the studio is up and running, give me a week. Give me a week to get it up and running. So maybe second week of December, that will be up and running with regularly scheduled live streams with a good, solid connection. And we'll go from there. Again, more videos coming out. We've got Guangdong coming out. I got my next video is going to be a China Randoms video. More live streams. We got the Guangzhou International Auto Show and a surprise guest. I'm working it out. Maybe Michael will be joining me from Expat Survival. Lots going on. I have to get back to work tomorrow. I had a pretty light day today, being Monday, but tomorrow is Tuesday, and everybody works on Tuesday. So I hope all of you are being safe and happy, and my friends and family in America, Jayo.